Hi guys, thanks for joining. And while we're waiting for some of the others to join, I think this is a good time to have some quick introductions, try and understand what you guys are looking for from today's session. I've got Sab with me. She's possibly one of our colleagues who've been speaking to some of you guys, and I'm Nitin. I'll be doing a proper introduction in a bit, but it would be good if anybody wants to and is able to unmute themselves or share, well, get on a camera. It's going to be a good time. I can see some familiar names and faces, and others would be good to understand what you guys do. So, if quick introductions in terms of what you guys do, what are you looking for from today's session, that allows us to cover the topics in the right way.
Yeah, hi Nitin, Narthan here.
Oh, hi, Nathan. Thanks for joining.
Yeah, I work for Omnia Housing. I think we have met over email. I work with Sam Patel.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
Thanks for joining. So,
yeah.
I
So
guess, yeah, I think Omnia Housing have been long-term customers for us, and good to finally meet you as well.
yeah,
And I think we'll ask a few more questions from you, but yeah, let's cover that in a bit once everybody else has had a quick chance to give a quick intro. Thanks for joining.
thanks Nitin.
Sure. Uh, hi, I think I
Next,
see
Nitin.
Jason. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, hi. I'm here just out of interest, to be honest. We're just starting to look at potentially adding to our portfolio, which is mixed HMOs, blocks of apartments, and commercial. So just looking at the market, the best tools and methods. I haven't been out buying for in this way for about 4 or 5 years, so just looking to get up to speed.
Nice to have you. Okay, I think you're in the right place. If you're looking for the right tool for your business, hopefully we can help you. And may I ask, I mean, I know you mentioned HMOs. Is that for yourself, or is it going to be like a sourcing for customers kind of thing?
No, we only we own and manage our own stock, not sourcing or agency or anything.
Okay, no worries. By the way, just on that note, actually, it would be nice if you guys can also share whether you guys are like a state agency, property investors, sourcers, etc. So that kind of allows us to cover some of those topics in a bit of detail. Thank you. Thanks, James. Jason, I can see James has joined us as well, and Anthony on as well. So we want to go next.
I'm here on behalf of Anthony. He's actually just popped out of the room. So my name's Francesca Onye. So we
Hi,
run an
Francesca.
estate agency. We've only just opened that up. It's an online one. And really it's one that runs quite differently to normal estate agents because we just literally source for our buyers
Right.
or investors. So we're really interested in knowing how to source, particularly for HMOs or property, something we can use for on a commercial basis for like care homes and stuff.
Thank you. Thanks. Nice to speak to you again, Francesca. I think it's been a while since we last spoke, so things have changed quite a bit, and we'll try and cover some of those things today.
Yeah.
Right, nice one. Right, I see Jason, and I've got James. I think you turned your camera on, so I'll let you go next.
Hi guys. Yeah, we've been dealing with property deal insights there the last couple of weeks. We are property management and estate agents, but we operate on multiple different spectrums as well. We're playing a bit of property development too. So, I suppose the reason why I'm on this is to, I suppose, looking how we can get those off market deals, and I suppose, yeah, use the tools to the best of our advantage.
Sure, nice one. Thank you. All right, thank you. And anyone else? Yeah, I'd say Andre. It's just come on.
Yeah, hi. Yeah, so we just set up, me and my partner set up a online real estate over in Portugal. Very similar to, I believe, Francesca, I think, was saying, where you deal, obviously everything's online and you deal directly with the buyers and the sellers. So that's based in Portugal, but attracting a lot of the international market.
Nice.
So yeah, I saw this pop up and I thought this might interlink with what I'm trying to do as well. But obviously trying to grow teams of people in different parts of Portugal to have search agents. And then I've got another project happening in Spain, which is mainly search agents as well for the international market for Spain.
Right, thank you. Nice to know. So just I think I know, like you mentioned and Francesca mentioned, so we do get a fair amount of sourcing clients who are looking either working as deal sourcers or property consultants or property finders for their clients. So I mean, I think everybody kind of wants to give something extra, and a large part of our customer base is actually where they want to do something, basically give an extra service to their clients, as in they want to be having the wow factor, and how can we help them achieve that without having to spend hours and hours or even days sometimes trying to put together some of that information. So I think it's quite useful. I appreciate, obviously, this is like an evening time and not everybody's in a position to be able to get on a camera or or speak up. So for anybody who actually isn't able to do that, I'm okay if you guys can actually pop a quick message within the chat to actually say these are the kind of things which you guys do, and what in particular are you guys interested in to be covered in today's session. So we'll try and squeeze everything in through, and we'll leave some time for questions towards the end, but it allows us to try and see what kind of audience we have today and try and focus on some of those topics, because I mean, for now, I've seen investors, sourcing companies, agencies, and I don't know if there's any other types of customers. Please let us know so we can try and cover some of those topics, and I'll kind of kick off in terms of what we do. I'll also let Saiba, do you want to do a quick round for yourself in terms of what your role is at PDI, and you might have spoken to her in the past.
Yeah, hello everyone. It's so nice to have so many of you that I've been speaking to in person here finally. So my name is Sab. I've been leading the sales and marketing department for Property Deals Insight for about close to more than a year now. And it's nice to just see how far we have come and all the new offerings we have introduced this year. So I see Patricia, Jacob, and Mihaela, all of you have joined it. It's great. Let's just get this started then.
Thanks, thank you. So, all right, without further ado, I think I'll kick off and get cracking. So we'll try and quickly run through some of our key offerings, because I think although there are a few of our existing customers, but there are a few new names, and also given how quickly we keep moving forward, some of our customers might not realize how much more the platform already does in their existing subscription. So I think it would be nice to actually share on some of that and the new features we've had. It's been a while since we last had these webinars, so apologies for not cancelling the last ones. So let's try and cover as much as we can today. All right. If you guys have any questions while I'm covering things, just pop them into the chat. So we will try and cover them towards the end, or if I have a chance to answer those questions, I will try and so that it allows us to kind of not break the flow and carry on with the overall demo. And for anybody who's recently joined, please pop up what kind of things you want to be covering today. And there will be a special discount code towards the end of the session for thanking you to join us today. So if you guys are still thinking, then that would be a great one for you guys. Thank you. All right, let me quickly do a screen share. So I'm going to try and move my screens around and hopefully get it right the first time. And just for letting you guys know, this session is being recorded. Hopefully everybody's okay with it. And that allows us to basically make sure we are addressing some of your concerns. Right. Okay, right. If you can give me a thumbs up when you can see my screen. Yep. Okay, I hope you can see my screen. Right. So thanks once again, everybody. I'm Nitin Aggarwal. I'm the CEO and founder of Property Deals Insight. It's been a hell of a journey. It's been about 4.5 years now since we first started the platform. And what we do is we provide insights into the whole of UK resi market. Well, actually, now we started touching on the commercial side as well, but that's another thing. But yeah, so we have over 30 million properties on our platform, which allows us to give you insights and help you with your deal finding, deal sourcing needs, and a lot of other things. And in short, we basically help you find and analyze any property in seconds. Well, we started our journey, like I said, about just over 4 years ago. It was originally supposed to be my back pocket utility because I was a property investor, always looking for finding new deals or sourcing new deals. And I was like, why do I have to spend forever trying to look through these deals? Who do I trust? Who do I not trust? Kind of thing. And I came from like a background of leading some of the largest programs in the world. And I was like, surely there's got to be a better way to actually find deals quickly and analyze them quickly so I can do my due diligence and actually go on for these investments. And that's initially what it was. And then I realized this is actually a problem which everybody is facing in the industry. And fast forward a few years now, we've got one of the most powerful platforms in the country. We are backed by one of the largest VC fund in the US, backed by National Association of Realtors, which is the world's largest body of real estate tech kind of backing companies sort of thing. So yeah, we have had a pretty good press, and we've been covered by NRLA, Negotiator, Property Market, Fuffle, and just a couple of days ago, if you guys have been following the news, we were awarded the top 3 companies, rated the top 3 companies in the country by reputed estate agencies across. So that includes some of the biggest brands. So that is a great news. We haven't even had a chance to do the press release for that. But thanks for our existing customers who've been rating us highly. Right. Coming to today's session, this is our website, which you can see. There are a whole bunch of products which we offer, depending on what you are looking for, whether you're an investor hat or you've got a property sourcing or deal finding hat, or you're an estate agency, we've got a solution. And even if you're actually a large business who's looking for a tech system or an API-enabled solution, we have a large number of customer base which uses that. However, today's session would be more focused on our customers who want to be using the platform. But if anybody is interested in our other data and API offerings, but please ping us a message separately. We won't be covering that in detail today, but if you have any chance on taking some questions, then we'll see in the end. Right. One of the things which I get asked by quite a lot of our customers, because we offer so much functionality, sometimes our customers can feel a bit lost. Where do we start? Which package can we pick? And what all features can I get? Or what is this tool or that tool kind of thing? But we've tried to keep it simple. However, I'm sure as with any new product or any new powerful platform, you are always trying to see. I had a funny instance today. Somebody called in and say, actually, I just wanted to see if you guys are real because your website says quite a lot of things in terms of what it can offer. However, there are a lot of scams going out. And I said, well, we are real, and you can come and see us tonight in the webinar. So hopefully they've made it. Right, today's session is all about how we can help finding properties, and I don't know, I haven't actually looked at the questions. If you guys are actually popping in what all you guys want to be seeing to be covered today. So what we're going to be covering is how you can actually identify areas where you can invest, how you can actually find the deals, whether you're looking for a specific strategy, whether they are BRR deals, rent-to-rent deals, HMOs was mentioned a couple of times. And basically, how can I do the deal analysis? And if you're a deal sourcer, how can you package those deals to share with your investors? And obviously, the most elusive ones, can I get access to off-market deals? How can I actually get in touch with vendors directly? And then with all of that information, people have been asking for a while from us, saying, actually, you've given us all these prospects, all these leads from off-market deals, but what do we do with them? Can you just do it for us kind of thing? So we recently launched a direct mail offering, which I'm going to also talk about today. Let's jump to the platform quickly, and I think that would allow you guys to also have a sneak peek into some of the tools and how they can be used. Let me actually try and make sure people can jump in the call. Blocking some of the participants. Sorry about that. Okay, yep, I think everybody's in. Right. So when you come into the platform, you've actually got well, basically you can start for free if you're not already signed up. So simply just come in here, create an account, no card required or anything. So it's quite easy, simple. I'm not going to show you how the sign in works, but I've already just logged in before our call to save some time. And basically, as you log in into the dashboard of the system, you would have our pro offerings or agents and sourcing kind of offerings where you want to access to customers in bulk or want access to the branded tools which can allow you to grow your brand quickly. And yeah, I mean, I think how many of you guys are interested in off-market deals and direct-to-vendor opportunities? Please just chuck it into the chat because that would allow us to focus our attention on those. And anybody who's interested in incoming hot leads, which we can actually help you guys with, please just message that as well. And obviously, we're going to be also covering the other features of the platform. Right. So if we basically come in here, you can actually pick any of the areas which interest you. Very, very quickly, I'll skim through some of the features and I'll also look at some of the questions which customers are asking in terms of what you guys want to see covered. So we have tools like Heatmaps, which allow you things like where you want to identify, if you don't know which areas you want to be focusing on, then you can actually simply come in here. This is a pretty simple find properties or areas which are actually the highest yielding opportunities. So if you want to be looking for high investment yields, this can allow you to give you like a map sort of view and a tabular view, which actually allows you to identify hotspots. And it also covers like the B cities or B towns where basically you've got higher yield as opposed to areas where everybody is jumping on or are already oversaturated. This part of the platform is actually free, so you can actually come in here and have a look quickly. So this ultimately gives you like a heat map, which allows you to go and drill through which areas have 4 to 6, 8% yield, etc. And then you can also look at that in the tabular view. Again, there are multiple heat maps here. I'm not going to go through all of them. You can obviously have a look at that because I want to make sure I leave some time for some of the more advanced features of the platform. This is quite simple, and although it's quite useful, if you don't know which areas you want to focus on, all you want to do is come in here and find deals in this area. That kind of leads me into ultimately finding deals in a certain area. So if I actually click on that, it takes me to one of our quite popular feature, which is Deal Finder. And as the name suggests, it helps you find deals. It basically gives you access to the whole of market data where you can source deals quickly. What we've done is, so rather than you having to kind of go through all of the deals out there and then try and figure out which one suits which criteria, what we've done is we've actually categorized with using our tech and AI filters in the background where we do all the heavy lifting. And basically, if you're looking for refurbishment deals, just click this button, boom, it shows that. If you're looking for auctions, it's there. If you're looking for licensed HMOs kind of thing, so you can actually look at that as well. And if you already have a certain deal, you can get access to that as well. So what we've done is if you have not been on the platform recently, there has been a lot of rejigging of the platform to try and make things simpler. Because in terms of sourcing, when it comes to deal finding, there are 3 categories within our platform where you can actually go. So one basically being the deal finder, which I'm going to show you in a sec. But what we've also done is we've actually made it simpler. So you can actually also look at the other categories where you can actually go into motivated vendors, or you want to do the whole of market search, which includes every single house in the country. So I'm going to cover all these 3 in a bit of detail. So very quickly, what does Deal Finder do? It basically allows you to quickly find deals. So let's pick up the very common Buy-Refurb-Refinance, all tested, and kind of one of the most popular strategies. All you do is simply come in here, select the areas which you're looking in, and I've already got this pre-selected because I came from the heat map. You can specify the minimum maximum budget in terms of how much value you want the properties to be. You can select the property type, or you can actually select the search radius. So you can start with a postcode or an area, etc., whatever you like to do, and then just press search. What that does is it basically looks for all the properties, and if you don't find the properties exactly in the search criteria, you can obviously, it will also show you the nearby properties. So what this does is, and this view has changed for some of our existing customer. So what we've done is we've actually brought this filters on the page as well, so you don't have to go any back and forth. What it kind of gives you is access to all of the properties, and it gives you the first level of analysis in terms of yields, how much yield you can expect. You can also sort it by if there have been price reductions. So there are all these properties who've actually had price reductions. Some of them have gone crazy down, which can be due to a number of factors. Some of them basically are overpriced to start with. Others are obviously been reduced, and they are kind of, the vendors have been let down. And if you guys haven't noticed, so you see this D2V filter, which we had recently added about a month or so ago, which allows you that you are able to get in touch with these vendors. So you can get access to these vendor details essentially from the platform, which allows you to actually get in touch with them. So what you, within the deal finder, basically shows you all the deals. You can change the criteria here. You can actually change the strategy if you wanted to, and different locations. And basically what it does is allows you to see these. So let's just pick one of these deals. Which one should I pick? Let's just pick this one. What it does is it gives you like another level of deal analysis. So it's like a deal analysis or a calculator, which basically shows you the property details, where it's listed, and provides you access to the buy-to-let analysis for this property, how much money you're likely to make, etc. So it automatically calculates all of this. So how does this work? Basically, we have one of the most powerful valuation engine in the country. So we can give you instant valuation, instant rental valuation for the properties, etc. And it's got a combination of your some people call this like Excel sheets on steroids, or some other funny names, basically, where it does all of the deal analysis for you, so you don't have to be doing it. And it's got all these live calculators as well. So if you want to be looking at stamp duty, whether you're on a low rate or a high rate, or you want to be sending it to your investor who's either looking at a repayment or an interest-only thing, and if you want to be charging them management fee, you can actually stick in your management fee. But if it's for yourself, so there will be zero management fee, etc. One of the things which some of our sourcing or agent customers hate is when they have to keep redrawing some of these analyses every single time the client says, what if this happens? What if that happens? And that takes forever. And that kind of also, rather than you having to say, we can't be giving you this analysis, you can actually provide them what they need with a click of a button. And what you simply need to do is just click the share link button, and actually you can send this listing or the deal within your social network, within your WhatsApp, etc. As a one click, you can actually share it with anybody, and it gives you like a unique link where they can see the deal. And we've recently, well, not recently enough, but yeah, it's been 6 months now. We've actually added analytics as well. So every time somebody's actually looking at the deal which you shared with them, you're getting an instant alert in your inbox. So which means somebody's interested in your deal. So that actually is a great way for you to suddenly call them and saying, actually, Mr. Smith, did you have a chance to look at that deal which I sent you? And they will say, oh, magically, oh, I was looking at that deal, kind of thing. That allows you to close some of those sales very, very quickly. And if you see, or if you haven't noticed some of these buttons, if you see this magic button in the middle, so it would basically allow you to reveal the full address of the property. So although these properties are, in this case, listed on the portals, but you can actually get access to the full property details through the portal, and you can actually get in touch with them directly. And I'll tell you how you can automatically get in touch with them as well. And again, you can actually use the valuation function as well. So you can, if you want full details of the property and get a full instant valuation, so you can actually make a right offer, etc. That is something you can do from the platform as well. Right, so if I just quickly go back, I'm not going to go through each of these strategy. I'll ask you guys to try it out, and there are over a few million properties across the country which we have, so you basically can very rarely come across properties where you can't find any. But if you have any problems, do let us know. Now let's jump to I mean, obviously within the Deal Finder, what you can actually do is you can go through each of the property in detail, and you do direct to vendor. And I think I've been having some conversations with some of the people on the call where they say, can we contact these people all in one go? Because I want to get access to all of the motivated vendors. I want to get access to all these vendors who've been let down by the agents. Can I actually jump in and get in front of them and give them a solution where I'll buy their home for cash, or even like a slightly discounted offer, because these guys are going to be I don't want to be using any rude word while the call is being recorded, but they won't be necessarily very happy with some of their existing agencies, or they might be interested to go and do business with you directly. So which is where we actually created a whole blown new system, which is basically getting you access to direct access to vendors in bulk. So this is where some of our pro offerings come in, when you're actually looking to say, I don't want to be getting one deal at a time. I just want access to the whole of UK deals, or I want to be growing my business really, really quickly. I want to get to 100 properties, or if you're depending on what level you are, you can actually grow your business really, really quickly. And I know there are some customers on this call where they have portfolio where in thousands of properties, and I think they've won several awards. I don't want to be sharing the name just now, but yeah, I think they have been with us for a long time. So that could be a great one for them, where they want to growing their portfolio very, very quickly. So if I may ask, anybody wants to share any postcodes? Was there a
Nitin,
question
quick
somewhere?
question.
Yeah.
Sorry. Is this auto synced with Rightmove, Purple Brick, and all those? Is that right?
Yeah, so we connect to anything and everything. So we, I mean, in the background, so I think, sorry, I just didn't mention that earlier on in the conversation. So how we do all the magic is we are one of the most powerful systems in terms of how we connect our data. We are connected to the likes of the land registries, the portals, the direct deals, and all sorts of things. So basically, it gives you access to the market, to the stock, which is not even on the portals, but you also get access to the stock on the portal. So you basically can do both. So there are loads of properties which are not even on the portals, and you can actually get access to those vendors, whether they never come onto the market or the ones who came to the market are no longer available. So there are different strategies on how you basically do, and that's kind of the bit which I'm about to cover now.
Okay,
right,
great. Thank you.
No worries. Anybody has any postcodes or outcodes they want to share? Any areas where they would like to see some live deals? I mean, it's never a good idea to do a live demo, but I think let's just go for it. Or I can obviously use our own, whatever random postcodes which we would like to pick. All right. Okay. In that case, I'm just gonna put some. Let's just put SL. Anybody wants to give any outcode? No. All right. TN2. Right. Sorry, Croydon is what, CR or something, right? Let's just try CR. So what this is also showing you is actually you can put multiple postcodes in here, right? Or areas which you can specify. You may want to be just doing within your local area, or you might say, actually, I covered the whole of London. These 4 or 5 are my hotspots, postcodes, and these are the ones I want to cover. But the good thing is, unlike some of the other tools, sometimes they like to try and restrict you and force you to pay for every single postcode or outcode, or even sectors in some cases, where you actually have to operate. We do not restrict you in any way. You can actually use any of the postcodes in the country, and you can get access to stuff. There are some of these filters where if you want to be actually going after a stock of a certain agent, so this is used by a lot of estate agents or letting agents, where they want to be looking at some of their closest competitors and say, actually, let me target the stock of so-and-so vendor. Okay, there's another demand, any 15. Let's just chuck that one in as well. And what you see here is you can basically filter out whether you're looking for sales stock, whether you're looking for rental stock. So if you're looking for rent-to-rent deals, or you're looking for like any sales deals, which you can convert into whatever you like to, obviously. And what we have over here are filters where you can actually either look for stock which has been listed for last 60 days. So ultimately, if you're looking for anything and everything that comes to the market, I want to go in front of the vendors, right? So you can do it that way. Or if you're actually saying, I want to be targeting specifically people who are actually been on the market but haven't managed to be sold or let out. So you can actually look at some of these smart filters, which looks at some of those cool criteria and common criteria when you are able to secure a deal. Also, the other important ones, these are the key ones, especially for sourcers when you're trying to kind of offer them like a cash offer solution or a solution where possibly they don't like to go the traditional agency route. But then if you want to be doing a niche business and somebody who may not be that interested in listening to you initially, these are the filters which you will be finding useful. Let's actually start with a super simple all the stock in the last 60 days. I'm not adding any filters currently. Okay, let's see if I can get some stock. So what the system does is, while it looks for all of these matching criteria, it tries to look through all the postcodes which or properties which would actually match your criteria. And there are quite a few in the system. So, well, there you go. So this result, because we added quite a few postcodes outcodes here, it's actually come back with 2,584 results. And is basically showing you the top 100 in this search. What this actually shows you is all of the properties, because we did not filter out on rental stock or sales stock, which is kind of a good way to, I mean, for this demo purpose, but basically you can select whether you were interested in only the rental stock or the sales stock, so you can filter it out. And also, if you are actually looking for properties in a certain status, you can do that as well. So we've basically got access to all the properties, whether they're on the portal or not. But for the first search, I just wanted to actually show you everything. And then if you can see, this has kind of got some of the latest stocks. So within the last day, what came in. So we're always up to date with the portals, etc. If I actually now do a little bit of filtering and say, I am interested in stock which is no longer available, and if you were to go on the portals, you will not find the stock anymore, right? So people want off market all the time. But rather than going off market, who's never going to be selling you, what if I kind of can filter out and look for properties which vendors are interested, but they were let down, or they just couldn't sell for whatever reason, or let it out for whatever reason. And that is a great time for you basically to hit them, where you can actually now say, by the way, I have a niche solution for you. Can I do some business with you? I have a guaranteed rent offering for you. Would you be willing to talk to me? Because otherwise, when a lot of time people just try randomly anybody and everybody, and then they just keep getting disappointed. People don't want to do business with you. But let's be honest, not every single person gets a call from a not so established player and they want to do business with you. So how do you actually do less work and get more results? That's kind of what I'm trying to kind of focus on here. Obviously, everybody's got their own niche. Every business is different. So I'm not here trying to tell you how you should all do business. I'm pretty sure you guys are very good at what you do, but it's all about how the tool can support and some of the common ways of how you can actually use it for. So this is actually showing you all of these 100 properties. You can actually load more vendors as well. So if you want to actually access more vendors, so it's by default, every time it will show you 100 results, and you can just simply click the load more button and it actually shows you even more results, which you can then filter if you wanted to do more filtering, or if you want to go very, very specific, you can actually do from here. And in the past, there was no exporting option. So now we've actually enhanced the platform, which allows you to export these results. So you can obviously look at them for later and then get in touch with them, do door knocking, or if you wanted to actually write to them, then you can write letters to them, because that's generally still considered the number one a way of how people are actually getting their most clients. The challenge sometimes is I haven't got the time to keep writing letters to these vendors, and who should I write to, when should I write to, etc., etc. And that's like a really, really big problem. This is where our latest offering, Directmail, comes in, and it's really, really handy. What you see this button saying contact 300 vendors basically, or you can even do more if you wanted to. Actually, let's just say 300, and if you wanted to actually remove any of them, you can do. But all you do is press this magic button here, and this automatically takes you to our AI-powered direct mailing solution, which basically automatically sends letters, professional letters on your behalf to the vendors. So you will see all of these letters. You can add manually if you wanted to add any other addresses. If you wanted to remove anything or edit anything, you can also do that. But for the purpose of this, so what you can actually do is, one of the good things within our platform is, and this is a feature I was going to talk about. So basically, The platform does all of that, but it also has a very, very powerful branding solution as well. So you can actually create your own branded lead magnets, which can be a great way for you to attract customers, and also gives you like reports which can be generated through the platform. I'm going to show that in a second. And also you can use the tool within like the direct mailing where it will actually take your branding. So if you have a red or black branding, all you do is come in here, boom, it actually allows you to change the colors of the thing. You would add your company detail. This is basically pulled up from my profile, but you can actually set it up here. And a lead magnet is, as I was talking about, is like a valuation widget which can go into your websites and other stuff. It's a great way for you to say, by the way, we're going to give you a cash offer. Let's find out how much your property is worth, kind of thing. And that works brilliantly. And I don't know if you guys have watched some of our previous webinars. Some of our customers came on this session and shared success stories. And some of them have had crazy returns, to be honest. I mean, one of the gents which came here, they've made about 250 something K in 4 months with us net, which is crazy numbers. I mean, not every single person makes that much money, but it's something which they have done. Right, next page, all you do is simply select any of the professionally designed templates. So you don't have to be bothered about creating nice looking web letters. Boom, select one of these, select it. And now what to write? We've also solved some of that problem. We've got some very popularly used free valuation offers, or we can give you a cash offer for a swift sale sort of thing. Or we basically are looking for rent solution, guaranteed rent solution if anybody is there, or second instructions if you're an agent or letting agent who's looking to win a second instruction, or basically just wishing them good luck. We are here in your area just in case you need help, kind of thing, or you want to write a completely custom solution, then that's also there. So let's just pick, I think there was some rent one, so let's just actually go with the cash offer one. So you can simply select that. And because I selected the branding previously with the red and black, obviously I didn't pay too much attention on the colors now, but it simply quickly turns the letter in and automatically draft the letters for you. It will also add this magic QR code here. So anybody who's got a smartphone wants to quickly scan this. So this will also show you what your customers will see and basically where they will basically end up for a quick instant valuation or something. So this is just like a letter template, and it will automatically pick your detail and your agency details. This is currently showing a bit of a mixed match for my profile, and it will have the contact details and everything. So you don't have to do anything. All you do is come in here, select anything, any titles. If you want to actually change the thing in saying get your cash offer here kind of thing, that's something which you can change here. And if you like a heading, you add it. If you don't want a heading, simply just remove it. And the content's quite tested, and this works really well for our clients. However, if you do want to edit any of this, you can actually change it, so you can customize it and give your own sort of a personal touch to that. And all you simply do is go next, check everything is in order, proceed to campaign, boom, that's it. Once you go to the next screen, make a simple payment, and voila, you've got your 400 vendors getting contacted by your with your details, and basically getting your lead magnet. I don't know if anybody managed to scan this, but basically this actually takes you to like an instant valuation page, or you can even customize where you actually want to send these customers to. So that is something which you can actually do automatically. So rather than just finding properties, you're now able to just do these quick searches, press a few buttons, and boom, then wait for the magic to happen, basically. So all these letters will be automatically printed on your behalf, put on into envelopes, sent it on your behalf, and then basically you will start receiving incoming inquiries through this. The key here is making sure you are actually going after the right people. So you basically use the filters in the right way and hit them at the right time, so you can actually maximize your returns. We've had some like on an average, we basically see people who were not using some of these systems, they're not using it, they're getting 4 to 6x returns in terms of how many leads they were getting previously. And with some of them who are quite good with the marketing and some of these kind of things, they have made some crazy returns, which I mentioned earlier, one of the chaps who came onto the call, and they've basically were a small agency or sourcer doing stuff in Hull previously. They had such a massive success. They're now actually doing this for the whole of UK. So they're setting up a completely new business on a brand, doing it for the whole of country. Right. Very quickly, I just wanted to also cover this part, which is basically gives you access to every single property in the country. So if you are some finders, I know somebody said they're like a niche finders. I think Francesca, you mentioned that, and I forgot the other gentleman who mentioned. I think it was Jason, wasn't it? If I can remember the names correctly. So you can actually also use this to find specific properties if somebody's got a very niche requirement, or even if you're actually looking for houses which match your very peculiar criteria and you want to go out on those vendors and saying, guys, I would like to buy your house. This is my cash offer and sort of thing. So that's something which you can actually use as well. So this gives you access to every single property. I think there was a postcode which I don't know, missed. Where was it? SG4. Let's take this one this time. So this one, basically, you can actually specify filtering on what kind of properties you're looking for. If you're looking for like detached homes, etc., where they're matching a certain price range, or they have a certain area. So sometimes you're looking for big properties, which you can actually look at title splitting or actually look at converting into flats, etc. I mean, this is just like some examples I'm taking. You can specify filtering to cover that. When was it last sold? A lot of the properties and people move every 7 to 8 years in the UK. So this is very popular filters where people actually use between 7 to 10 years. This is kind of where you start receiving really good response rate. And you can actually specify whether you're looking for lease or freehold properties, how many rooms there are. So if you're looking for HMOs and of a certain types, etc., you can even do outreach to some of the people who are actually might be fitting your criteria when it's quite peculiar. And with the whole EPC changes coming in, a lot of landlords are panicking. And that's a great way to try and kind of secure some of those deals. You can even kind of target homes which are not matching the kind of qualified rating, etc. So this is another technique which people use. I mean, obviously you don't have to select all these filters, but I'm just trying to show you some of that. And this allows you to look for all of the properties that match your specific criteria. And that kind of, again, you can get all the addresses. You can do a full property report within our platform as well. So this is now done it for the SG. Which area did we do? SG4, I think. Yeah, so this is basically because I went quite detailed, so it's come back with lesser homes. However, if you want to go every house in that area, you can also do that as well. So then it will come back with thousands or tens of thousands as well. But this allows you to also look at that. And yeah, sorry, go on.
You said obviously you're syncing in with Rightmove, Purplebricks, and everything. So Rightmove is also overseas property portal. Does this sync into that market as well, like the abroad market, or just UK?
So this is not only reliant on. I think it's a good question. I'll try and cover that a little bit now and then a little bit towards the end. So if that's okay, because I don't want to kind of deviate from this, but I've got your question point. Yeah. So what this does is basically it's not limited to the fraction of stock which you see on Rightmoves and Zooplaz, although they have quite a lot of stock, but there's at maximum about 500k houses or close to 1 million in a good sort of a month when they're doing like really well. So this actually gives you access to the entire UK population, so every single house you have in the country. So that includes stuff which is on the portals or not on the portals. This specific search is kind of for focusing on the UK, basically. The overseas piece, we do have clients who are actually wanting us data. I mentioned earlier in the call where they want specific data, which is kind of for different criteria, etc., which doesn't fit the profile of our usual customers. So we do bespoke solutions for that kind of stuff. However, what you see in here, that is mainly going to be UK focused. So that's basically, if that answers your question. Yeah.
Okay.
So we do connect to other systems. Rightmove and Zoopla are not the only systems. We do have a lot of other integrations as well. So if you have a specific kind of requirement, I'm happy to have a chat, but maybe just ping us a message and then we can speak after the
Well, James, do you guys do James Edition as well? No.
Sorry, what was that again?
Do you guys deal with James Edition as a portal on there?
Oh, we connect to anything and everything really. So I mean, basically, there's quite a lot of detailed integration. So yes, if they are in there, then we connect to everything. So they are several dozen integrations, and some of them are millions and millions of properties. So we don't necessarily every single property thing which I
Yeah,
just now, but yeah, we do. Right. So this actually just sorry, just conscious of time. I want to make sure I leave some time for questions as well. I'm not trying to rush that, but I just want to make sure we can cover some of the key things. So this also allows you to actually get full reports and stuff as well. So if you want to actually look at properties reports, you can actually click on this and generate this. And again, if these are the vendors you want to be contacting on behalf of your customers or for your own behalf, you can again use the direct mail features to get in touch or export these very quickly. So very quickly, just a refresher, basically you got the ability to find deals by strategy. You can come in here, do the deal analysis and everything. If you're looking at motivated vendors who are kind of quite likely to do business, etc., whether they're on the market, whether they are no longer on the market or came to the market anytime in the last 2 years, etc., this allows you to actually get in touch with people who are more likely to do business. Because although a lot of people say, I just want off market and off market and off market, but at the end of the day, if you're going to get in touch with people who are never going to sell or rent, then you're going to be wasting your time. Not that our system can't support that. You can do that. It's just that you need to be sensible with the budget you have, but you may have a very peculiar requirement. So I don't want to tell you how to do business, but the system can basically handle both of those scenarios. And this allows you to do that. And I think quite a lot of people are interested in having a lead magnet, which can actually help people, or even if you have a website, or if you don't even have a website, then how can I actually create a lead magnet for my website, my sourcing business, my agency, or a lettings or rent-to-rent business, etc. So within the platform, you can actually come in here and generate a lead magnet. It's quite a simple exercise. I mean, and we do help when we onboard you. And I think I hope some of the guys on the call who've been using it, they've been helped by our team, and I think they can vouch for that. So all you do is simply come in here. You can actually fill in the details of your company, your website, and everything, and then you add your branding logo. You choose the colors of your business. If you don't know how to do it, it's a 5-minute thing. We'll help you, but we also have tutorials and step-by-step instructions which you can actually follow very easily, and you can see how this looks. You also get the nice flashy QR code which you can actually start using within your business cards or brochures or on your websites, on your in the shop sort of offices, etc., which becomes really handy. People walking around, they scan it and say, okay, let me find out how much my property is worth, kind of thing. So this generates a dedicated page which you can have in here if you wanted to change colors of this and stuff, which I was showing previously. So you can simply just do that, and it automatically kind of refreshes it very quickly. Oops, sorry. Okay, let's just quickly, yeah. So basically you have to save it, obviously, to do that. And that allows you to refresh your lead magnet and everything, so you can set it up. So the good thing is you can actually not just in here, but you can set the lead magnets in and embed it into your website. So I'll show you a couple of examples of how some of our customers have done it. Kent House is one example. I think Elion Property, I quite like the way they've done the lead magnet, and I don't know if they've joined us today as well, but yeah, anyways. So this is basically one of our customers who uses our lead mag. So they do like a variety of things, niche property sourcing and all other services. They offer quite a lot of things. And within their website, the lead magnet is just sitting here with their colors and everything. So basically anybody who comes into the website can chuck in their details and then fill in the property details which they're interested in. Our system automatically shows you the internal areas and all sorts of things because of our integrations, which I was talking about, and they can get an instant valuation for sales or rentals, and that automatically triggers a branded email to your customer and to your sales team. So essentially, as soon as somebody's interested, whether that's in the middle of the night, you don't want to be losing out deals when you're not around, people go on holiday and all that, your job, this is always working and then converting visitors from your website. And then if you actually if you don't want to be embedding into your website, so all you can do is simply basically like Kent House have done. They've got a nice looking website, and you can click the button here and it will give you a dedicated page or link which basically takes you to that lead magnet which you've created. It's literally a 5-minute thing to create it. It might look very complicated, but we can get that set up for you if you guys are interested. So that's something which we can help you. What this basically allows you to do is it kind of combines the thing. So people say we just want the lead, or we just want the lead magnet or the valuation report or something. We kind of call it like our 4-step guide. So if you haven't actually already watched it, so you basically would see there's a 4-step guide in here or in the resources as well. This is something which is quite popularly used by other agents who are really doing it the professional way, and how can you have a constant supply of new instructions basically. So that is something which you should also have a quick look at, and because this is how it gives you a constant pipeline. What you don't want is that, okay, today I want deals, and then tomorrow you're going to say, okay, I'm going to try and sort these, but then when you next want it, the deals don't come in the next day, right? So this is kind of almost like you want to create a pipeline which can carry on working on your behalf even weeks after you actually fired off like some of those direct mailers to some of these vendors. People kind of come back to you in a few days, in a few weeks, and sometimes even sit on the letters for a couple of months before you suddenly get a call from somebody who's actually desperate to now sell their house, and they received your offer, but they didn't want to take that offer on at the start, but now are interested. And this is precisely what happened with Simon, who basically made a fair few 100,000 on some of the deals which I was mentioning. Right. I think I just want to take a quick pause and look at some of the questions. The platform also covers like valuation reports. I haven't kind of gone into too much detail, but if you have any property which you are looking at for a customer or looking to make an offer, how do you know how much that should be worth or how much offer you should make? You should come in here, and we got one of the most powerful valuation engine in the country, and it's been published in the news and everything. So you basically can't go wrong here. And you can generate the valuation. I'm not going to show that, but you can actually generate the reports and share with your clients. They could be done as a PDF report, which you can brand it. So you can replace our Powered by logo to your branding and white label it, or co-brand with us. You can change these with your own branding and information. And then basically it gives you access to the full valuation, price per meter square, all the local comparisons, what's on the market, and how does this property you're looking at compare with everything else on the market. You don't have to be going around looking for comparables elsewhere. Try and make it slightly bigger so you guys can see. It also does for local rents as well, so you can actually compare it with what we are saying. It's not just about because property dealers inside said, but you can also do all the comparison. And if you want to be looking at the land registry sold prices, we are already connected to that. We connect to Ministry of Housing, Department of Levelling Up and everything. And you can actually see the number 92 in this road was sold for 570, but my one should be more because that was 81 square meter. Mine is actually 105. A lot of time people don't even realize that. And this allows you to negotiate so much better, and you save tens and tens of thousands of some of these things basically. And or obviously equally you can secure higher prices from if you're selling your property. Obviously use it to your advantage. You don't need to tell them if you're actually getting higher price than you should. So you can also get EPC ratings, current and potential. So that's something which you can do. We show the cash flow analysis I mentioned earlier as well. So it gives you all of that analysis, and you can do flip analysis if you're looking to flip the property, refurb it, bridge it, and all of that. So it takes into account things like bridging, all those costs in here as well. And it gives you a sense of assurance to you and your customers by seeing all the trusted data sources which we hook into. This is not like us doing the magic, but we've obviously got our powerful algos. However, they're also kind of combining the trusted information sources. So you can obviously rest assured and basically build trust in your brand as well. So if you're a small business who's looking to establish themselves, you can produce a nice looking report, but if people don't trust it, then it's no good, right? So you can actually use this in that way. And these reports are also available in a like a iterative or basically interactive report as well. So you can actually show these things to your customers, which can be looked down on the mobiles and all. So it's quite handy from that perspective. And if you want to be doing developments, you want to see whether what the property will be worth after you do it up, that is something you can also use these reports for. Right. I think we're kind of coming to a point. I just want to have a quick look at the questions, so I know what people wanted to cover. And I'm happy to take a quick pause here if there are questions, because I'm going to be showing how you can actually get access to these resources, and obviously some of these things can be intimidating to start with sometimes. So there's actually a fair bit of work we've done on our tutorial section, so you can actually now have full-blown tutorials in here. So go into the resources area, watch our videos. So there's a whole bunch of videos on the YouTube channel which can actually give you access to how to find below market value deals, and how some of the other people are actually using it, and how to use heat maps, how to create deal packs, all sorts of things where we've been covered, and that's quite useful. Some of these also have investing in the business as well, by the way. So some people have actually also gone ahead and loved us so much that they wanted to actually get access to getting some shares in the business as well. But that's a different conversation for another day. So you can actually come in here. So the tutorial area gives you access to Deal Finder. How do you use rent to rent? So if you didn't get what I was saying, you can actually come in here and go into the detailed step-by-step instructions. This basically shows you what you need to do, how you find it, how you use the filtering criteria, how you reach out, shows you the branding stuff, and then boom, and send it and wait for the magic to happen, kind of thing. So right, think what else I wanted to cover quickly. Oh, actually, we have a special promo code and a pricing link, which I would suggest. So Sab, if you want to quickly chuck it into the chat with the special link on the basically the pricing plans, if anybody's interested. And this is where you will come in. You can actually see the different price plans. A lot of time people are saying, which plan should I go? I'm not an agent. Can I go for an agent plan, and all that sort of stuff? So this is actually showing you what you can get. So you can start as low as on our basic plan, which covers the deal finder or some of the other features which are in here. And then you can go on gold, which covers you like it's basically search based or investor token based or agent token based system. So you can actually see some of these things in here, and each of these plans are showing what all they cover. But if you want to get access to some of the hard-hitting features, I'd like to call them, then they are part of our agent or pro plans. So good thing is these plans actually cover all of the features which the investor plans do as well. So if you basically see this is kind of a common question I get asked. And if you did not notice, we try to make it simpler for people because there's so much in the system. So we've actually added some of these explainer videos in various parts of the platform. So if you click on that, that explains what the price plans are and which plan you can choose, etc., etc. And there are some FAQs which we've added in here. I think I'd like to try and pause here and open up the floor for questions because and hopefully I've answered some of the stuff which was asked earlier. But if there are any things in the chat, or if anybody would like to ask, that's a good time to do. Guys, you're all on mute, so if you want to be speaking, then you'd have to unmute yourself.
Nitin, I'd asked one there in the chat just about that direct to vendor, the D2V, and you were saying how that reveals the vendor's details. What sort of details is that revealing? Is that just the address, or is it?
Yeah, I think it's a good question. So yeah, I think this is obviously one of the things which we spoke about a few weeks ago as well. So just trying to help everybody understand. So the direct to vendor features, from our perspective as a platform, because of GDPR, we're not allowed to give away like the personal details of vendors. So we basically allow you to get the full addresses of the properties, and by combining the direct mail feature where you can actually fire off, or we basically fire it off for you. So you basically send out those letters that allows you to get incoming interest and consent from these people, wherein they would give their phone numbers and email addresses, which you get directly as part of them using or filling in your lead magnet or the letters. I don't know if I still have it open. So yeah, basically when they receive these letters, they will be able to get in touch with you directly. And that basically allows you to start securing these things. So it's not going to be a case of every single vendor getting in touch with you, but if you think about it, if it's a numbers game. So if you reached out to 110 of them came back, I think it's a pretty good. I mean, how much do people charge in sourcing? Like 2, 3, 4 grand, 5 grand sometimes. So it more than pays off for it. we also have the ability to give data, and I think you kind of mentioned in the past as well. So we also do some data services where if you're looking after like company owners, etc., which doesn't fall under GDPR. So we have like data services which we offer for that, but that's kind of not a part of the platform offerings, but we do bespoke offerings on those lines. So we're happy to kind of discuss that offline. Right.
Thanks.
So nice one. And I think what plan do I need to be on? Okay, so Jacob asked regarding direct mail. So direct mail plan basically covers in the automated letter sending piece. So effectively, you got to be on the gold or the premium plan. So essentially, you can go monthly or yearly. So if you're going monthly, you can actually, the premium plan, our top plan, which is the full bells and whistles plan. So this comes with, it's $199 per month, and actually gives you unlimited agent credits, which is basically how many searches or leads you want. You can have unlimited in that. And basically you can actually use this. If you want to go on gold plan, this has 150 credits and searches, which is enough in most cases. However, the only feature it doesn't have is the whole of market search. So if you're not interested in that feature, which gives you access to all of the other off market deals as well. But I think, to be honest, most people go for the premium anyway, so they don't want to be bothered, but you can choose whichever one. If you go yearly, you actually have 2 months free. So you basically save around over 400 something over the course of the year. So that really is a pretty decent saving. And also with some of these things, it's not press a button, boom, everything is on the plate for you. But if you want to do it seriously and the right way, you want to do these things repeatedly over time, and that starts to show you results in for some customers in a few days, in a few weeks, and then others, they start to really benefit from it after they obviously understand the system properly, and then also I think they start to some of these things are like fine tuning, right? So when you start doing it, I always say to my customers, start small. And the good thing is we don't limit or force you to send 1,000 or 100 letters. In a way, you can send one letter for that matter. So you basically are able to do that quickly. I think so. That's kind of how it works. We've given a special code in the chat. I don't know if anybody noticed that the code is called NA20 off, which gives you additional 20% off on this rate, which you see on the screen. So if you were to go for the yearly option, that would come out something like 133, which is almost like less than the price of our gold plan if you were to take it today. There is a link in the chat which you basically can pick. And if you have been sitting on the fence and thinking of going for it, you can make best use of it as a thank you for you guys joining this call. However, you can always come back and pay the price, which is all available to all other customers as normal, any time. So there's no rush. The good thing is anybody who's not already signed in, as I said earlier, you can actually register for the platform and you get some free credits, and they basically allow you to do some quick searches and stuff, which basically you have no obligation, no credit card, no trials or whatever. So basically you can just try it out and see if that is for you. And one of the other things with our plans is we try and do a bit more like a bespoke things now. So essentially we would be assigning a dedicated resource to make sure that you guys are using the system to the best of its ability, and we do regular catch-ups. If you do need some help, then this plan comes with a monthly consultation, and for the gold plan you have a quarterly business consultation. Some people don't even need it, but others who actually want us to kind of do a bit more hand-holding, then this is something which you can do. Right. Anything which I haven't covered? Right. Message.
I just have another note. We haven't really covered it, but just from using a few of the buy-to-let analysis reports, like they're quite good, and I like the way you can change around the numbers to suit the deal. Have you ever considered putting in a section where if you were to refinance the property and like that add value, where you could show like another little tab where you could show where you might extract money from the deal and that, and then because just particularly for the last column there with the cash remaining in the deal, just so we can make that look a bit better.
Oh, absolutely. I think it's and I mean, you've been with us like a few weeks or something. You might have noticed some few new features already. So
Yep.
that is something which, well, thank you for a start actually, for actually good comments on what your experience has been so far. But the short answer to your question is, yeah, definitely. There are quite a lot of enhancements which we are continuing to make in the background to try and improve some of those refinance options. And there are loads of integrations we're actually looking at doing in the background as well, so you can sort of do it all from the platform. And yes, it's quite a nice addition for you to actually see how much cash you can leverage and how you can actually release some of those analysis. There are a whole bunch of other calculators in here as well. So some of the simpler ones, just to simple buy to let calculators, GDV analysis if you're looking for developments and all of that. So that's something which is also available. But yeah, we are actually always happy to take feedback on board. And I think you're already aware anyways, James, so we are also kind of allowing people to bring in their own leads if they wanted to actually use the system for direct mailing, etc. So there are some enhancements that are coming in the next few weeks, if not earlier, which basically would be available and allow some features which you guys are looking for. We're always interested to hear more feedback, any things which you like or any things which you don't like as well. So which allows us to make things better, definitely on the agenda, what you just asked for.
Thanks.
Right. I think let me quickly. So I know we've got, who else? We've got just a sec. So Sab, obviously you get a lot of questions asked because you
Yes.
are the ones who are dealing with
Yeah, I've
people
been
on a
waiting to
day-to-day
ask
basis. So
for
what
sure.
yeah, go on.
Yeah, so you briefly mentioned that we do actually have a few of the commercial properties on our platform recently as well, if we can go through that. And another question I get is that a lot of our customers are like newbies and recently entering the market. So what is the best package for them to scale up their business really, really quickly and just to start off?
Okay, thank you. So a few questions in there. Basically, well, I know we're a bit over, so some of the people have already started leaving, but yeah, thanks everybody for joining. So I'll try and cover this quickly. Well, as a company, we basically have a lot of offerings. So in some ways, as a founder, I'm like a perfectionist. I want to be covering everything possible, and we want to be the most powerful company, not one of the most powerful company. So and our ambitions are quite high. So we are always adding new features, and that's something which I mentioned in terms of the commercial aspects, and a lot of other customers are coming in for that. So there are some of the features which are available on the platform, and then there are other bespoke ways of how customers are coming into us. One of the ways where some of our larger customers who are looking at bespoke requirements or bespoke data. So we do have our property APIs for some of them. So if you haven't actually been in here, there is a whole bunch of property data which we offer. Some of them is already available on the platform, agent performance and all sorts of forecasting, market intelligence, and mobile broadband coverage, all sorts of things, prospecting information. So we do that and integrate with other systems. So that's something which we offer. And we try, and as we are building different solutions, we are trying to bring them into the platform as well. And with regards to commercial properties, a lot of our customers who say, oh, we've got this site, we would like to convert it into flats and houses, etc., etc. And that's where I think our valuation engine or the GDV analysis tools comes quite handy, where basically it allows you to actually identify whether or not you should even go for that commercial lead in the first place, where you're looking at a commercial to resi conversion or like a converting a pub, for instance, into 10 block of flats, etc. So that your GDV tool comes in really handy in that sort of way, and that's kind of is one of the most popular features some of our developer customers actually like to use it in. The other question I think you asked was the packages. So obviously there are packages which you can pick any of them in here. So if you're a newbie, you can pick any of the investor plans or individual plans, I like to call them. They're not very expensive, so this is quite super simple. Although most of our customers nowadays like to have the full Monty, they just want to go ahead and start using the direct to vendor deals, etc. But if you're only buying one property in a year, then you can possibly go for some of the cheaper plans. We don't force you to go one way or the other, but we try to give you all these plans so that you have something for for everybody. Yeah. Right. I think what question did I miss?
So Leonard asked if they can use the platform if they do not have a website.
Oh, absolutely. You don't need a website for having access to the platform. So you can obviously do whatever I was showing. So I'm just logged in here. But if you want to send customers and you still want to get leads coming into you, that's where the lead magnet is really, really useful, because what you do get is you have the ability to embed it into your existing website, but you can also just create this QR code and this lead magnet, which I just showed earlier, which basically is a page where you can customize it, you can change the wording of this, you can actually add your own phone number, and you can actually add your logo and colors and everything. So everybody who comes in here and fills this form, the leads will automatically go in your inbox. So you do not have to have a full-blown website for this. This is something which you can actually use this. But if you're not even interested in the lead magnet, the platform is there. You don't need a website for that at all. A lot of our customers actually are like one-man bands, and then they think they will be becoming a sourcer or an agent in the next 3 years or something, and then they realize by using the platform, they've suddenly within 6 to 10 months or 12 months have actually got a 5 or 10-man team. One of our customers who've been with us for a few years, they were basically one of those guys who met me at an investor show, and then a year or so later or 6 months later, they were there and said, I've got 8 people working for me. And then he was just kind of roaming around in the next show with his girlfriend and having people using the platform doing all the stuff for them. So it's quite easy. And if you need help, we are here to help in terms of obviously making sure you guys understand the platform, and we can set up calls with you guys. And if you guys need a little bit of more hand holding, there are also now one-to-one tailored sessions if you guys want, so you can actually buy these as well if you needed to, although to be honest you don't need to. You have all the help you need on the platform, and you can use the chat window to actually chuck in your questions and screenshots if you are stuck with things, and I think that's kind of more than enough when you have tutorials and stuff. But if you still want us to do a bit of a business consultation, then we are happy to do that as well. All right. I think there was something about HMOs. I mean, I'm sure. I think we're trying to cover it. But what you can do within Deal Finder is actually you can simply click on the licensed HMOs and say, I'm looking for these deals in wherever, basically, and then this allows you to say search for the deal. So essentially, these are already pre-existing HMOs with licenses, and then you can get in touch with them. So I just did that search, and it came back with all these results. So you can actually use it in that way. Obviously, you can also look for properties which are possibly not already an HMO within this area as well, and then you can get the planning permission, but it depends on how you want to do your business, sort of thing. Right. I think we're
one more
well
quick
over
question
time.
I have before we go. So just a lot of our customers ask me, it's a most occurring question for me, is that when we say we get full addresses of vendors, a lot of them ask, so are we only getting addresses and contact details for agents, or does that include actual direct contact to landlords? So that's a super commonly asked question, if we can go over that.
Oh, okay. So when I say direct to vendor, obviously I'd want you to talk to the vendor, not the agent. So yes, the Deal Finder with even the most basic offering allows you to get in touch with the agent's listing, and you can go and talk to the agent, and then hopefully he puts you forward. But why would you want to pay them, right? So where you see the magic D2V button, or basically the motivated vendor or whole market search, that gives you the full addresses of those properties, and that's where you want to be getting in touch with them. Obviously, these things are, you can go out in the market and say, pay somebody 5 grand, 3 grand, 10 grand in some cases, and they give you one deal, and then you might be happy with that. However, if you want to build like your business and want to scale up, then you use these tools, which is what some of the other more successful professionals are using. Not even kind of close to some of this, but even half of this actually gives them so much business. If you want to be beating them, then you basically can put these pipelines in place, and it's not really that hard. Some of our customers are already up and running in a day, and others are sometimes can be a bit slow, so we help them step by step. So that's something which we can help with. the short answer is you can get in touch with the vendors directly, or you can get in touch with agents if that's how you prefer. Because I have had actually customers who said, although we can do this, but we still want to be building relationships with agents because they then give us follow-on deals and all. So everybody's got their own way of doing things. So and I don't think there's one thing versus the other kind of a question. Everybody's got their own ways of doing business, and you can do both.